Okay, I just showed a little bit of me. I'm gonna be in this little corner over here, y'all, because I am literally in the middle of doing my maintenance for today. So here's my foot scrubber. Don't get all into it, okay? I've been scrubbing my feet. so yeah, so today is my maintenance day. I decided a little bit earlier on this week that I was gonna take today as a maintenance day because I've been working like nonstop because I've been trying to get my shop back on track as far as um y'all know I resell, and if you don't know, I'm telling you now. I resell on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari, and um I just moved, and it just felt like I was having a hard time like really getting back on track. It wasn't really a hard time. It was just that I had so many little things to do before I could actually, feel like I was back on track. And when I say back on track, I mean my schedule, listing, when I want to list, like, and when I want to list, well, what I've come up with is, I want to list at least daily and stuff, or as often as I can. I'm not gonna say daily because that's really difficult. I think because of you know you'd have to know about reselling. I'm not trying to talk your ear off about reselling, but no, I'm here to talk about the level up being complex and um, you know, like I said, I was doing my leveling up, which is my maintenance for, I would like to say for the week, y'all, but honestly, it's been a little bit since I did my maintenance. So, what my maintenance consists of is washing my hair today. Today, I had to wash my hair, so it was really serious, y'all. Um, Washing my hair, doing my like washing my face and stuff really good. I don't have a exfoliator, like a physical exfoliator. I'm gonna find one. I'm probably gonna order one or something like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I need like a little small loofah for my face, which I used to have, and then once they get kind of old, I throw them away. Actually, I don't use them too many times because I be fearing like there's gonna be some type of bacteria or something on it, and uh, I don't want to get that into my pores, or like sometimes when you exfoliate, you could cut yourself a little bit. I don't want to have bacteria, so I don't use them for that long. And that's another reason why I don't necessarily use the exfoliating brushes either. I'm kind of like stuck in the middle. I don't really know what type of exfoliator I really want to use. So, um, so far though, I feel like the loofah, the little small loofah for the face, is like not super abrasive. Like I don't get a little cut or something like that from it. But like I've had the little towels, the little abrasive towels, they are a little bit rough for my face. And I don't know if it's just me and my skin is soft and sensitive. I don't know. Hey Rebecca. Hey RIP Juice World, big fan. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm just sitting here talking about my maintenance before I get into the conversation, you know. So basically, I did wash my face, like I said, didn't get to exfoliate, but I've been using hyaluronic acid lately because when the winter started, my skin was like really dry. I started getting like dryness around my mouth. Hey, I love you too. Thank you so much. Just call him Juice. Okay. Oh, call him Juice. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Anyways, y'all, I'm not used to looking down and seeing comments per se, y'all. So, hey, I'm just having my little conversation, okay? Y'all gotta forgive me, all right? I'm a little bit of a nerd. So, basically, yeah. So I didn't get to exfoliate, but I've been using hyaluronic acid. I believe that hyaluronic acid is considered a liquid exfoliator. So, thank you for being forgiven. Um, but I like it. So I like it. This is my first time ever venturing, y'all, outside of my natural products because normally on my maintenance day, I do a mask, but it's either going to be aloe vera, like a regular aloe vera leaf, or a bentonite clay mask, and sometimes I'll sprinkle either some charcoal in it or some turmeric. So I really like that. And actually, bentonite clay does a light. Actually, it's not necessarily light. It's kind of a medium to advanced or coarse exfoliation, because it's there's something about when you get that bentonite clay all the way completely dry and it's like itching, and then you get in the shower and then you scrub it before it like melts off. That's a really um that's a really good exfoliator. But anywho, um so yeah, moving forward. So I didn't get to do that today. I didn't use my hyaluronic acid, but so far so good with that. And then I also got a color correcting serum because I was getting spots from the pimples that I was popping. So I wanted to get those spots off, y'all. And I ordered from this company called it is called Good Molecules, and it has so many good reviews out there. And if you go on their website, people have put pictures up. I mean, women. I'm talking about men that are like hood dudes. Like that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and y'all can you give my cousin a shout out? Happy birthday, cousin. So after the call, what we doing? But yeah, so let me stop getting distracted because look, all right, so where was I at? Using the hyaluronic acid. So I ordered from Good Molecules. So far, so good. The freaking little spots are definitely going away. So I'm gonna have to say I recommend. The one thing though I would say about that color correcting serum is to use it in the spots that you need it, because the first couple times I did use it all over my face, and I'm not mad at it because it's very light as far as like the effect of it, but I do believe it does have kind of a light bleaching effect. So be careful with that, okay? I stopped doing that, after maybe a couple of times of doing it, and then I just started kind of focusing in on those spots, and it's doing so good. Well, and I'll say this: if you do it, it's still okay, because what it does is it evens out your whole tone at least. But I think if I would have kept going, it probably would have had like, how when people bleach their skin and it has that like light, it's like they have a light frost on their skin. It's like their skin is still pretty much the same color, but it's just kind of like it's got a light frost, like it's a little ashy. That's what bleaching looks like to me. So I was just trying to be careful with that because I wasn't trying to lighten my skin, but those little spots do age you. Okay, so if you do that, just understand, you know, you know, we're not trying to necessarily be brighter, y'all. We just trying to get those spots out the way. But anyways, so this time I'm actually soaking my feet too, because y'all, I'm gonna be honest in this. I'm gonna be real candid. I used to have really, really bad feet, y'all. I used to. My feet are so much better now. Like, um, I mean, I was in the military. I wore boots. I was in the military. I wore boots, and um, you know, y'all having shoes on for long extended periods of time, yes, it will cause bad things to happen to your feet. So I soak my feet now. And if you have that going on, if you have like, feet that are needing help, then you can use vinegar. White vinegar I have found works the best. So I have actually a little story time because the reason why I even popped on this live is because I was thinking to myself about this whole, like, this story that happened to me a while ago, and how, like, just as black women and stuff, we just have to be really careful out here in the world, because we just got to think logically, when we're dealing with certain people or any people out here. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if you're a black woman and you're leveled up, and you're doing things that make, that jazz yourself up a little bit, I'm gonna be real. You're picking a side to society. You're picking a side, and what you're saying is that you don't. agree with them that you're supposed to feel like you're ugly, especially if you are a darker skinned black girl. So, um, I recently went to the nail salon and I got my feet done. And I actually stopped getting my feet done when I started taking care of my feet because I had kind of a little feeling. It was like I kind of always had this feeling that some nail salons are definitely spreading feet nasties. Okay, definitely. Recently, they started adding that cheese grater looking thing. I don't know if that's just like a global phenomenon or if that's just here, like in Texas. And I think I've seen it in California too, where like a part of your session of getting your pedicure towards the end, like after they've scrubbed your feet with the smaller little scrubbies, they do double back and do the little thing that looks like a cheese grater. So um, I basically I had an experience where I just well, okay, let me just say this first. I stopped getting my feet done, and then I went on and decided to just take care of my feet. But one of the things I couldn't do is my cuticles. So it's like that's the one thing. Like I mean, I could paint my toenails, I could do whatever I want, but I can't do my cuticles. And so it was like kind of bad because I couldn't get my toenails to be like exactly how I wanted them to be because if your cuticle's still there, it's just it doesn't look as good. So I started going back to get my feet done, but I would notice now, mind you, I was working on my feet, so my feet were not the best. This is a story time, by the way, if you're just popping in. I was this was a while ago, so well, I said recently, but it was like about a month ago or so. The story time actually happened a month ago, but what I was noticing happened way long ago, like years ago, where I was feeling like I was in the middle of getting my feet together, working on them, making just working on myself. I was doing a lot of different maintenance, but my feet was like a main priority. And I was just noticing that my feet would feel worse after going to the nail salon and getting a pedicure. So, um, obviously, I stopped going to the ones that didn't put plastic in the tub. Like, I know that seems like the norm now, but for a long time that was not the norm. People did not put plastic in the tubs. People used to just put their feet down in that tub without no plastic, and that's just what it was. Um, and then they started doing that a few years ago. I want to say a few years ago, but it's probably like closer to 10 years ago, like maybe something like that, 7, 8 years ago. Um, and now, so now obviously I won't go to anybody that doesn't do that because that, ooh, Lord. But now I'm kind of thinking that, or at the time when I was discovering this, I just felt like, you know what? I think it's the scrubbers, the little scrubbers that they use on pretty much everybody. And I felt like I think they're like purple, or I guess they could be any color depending on what nail salon you go to. I used to think that they came out of the packet, like they get the little packet or whatever, and they basically like soak it in barbicide. But even if they soak it in barbicide, the thing about foot nasties and foot funguses and that type of stuff is that it hooks onto whatever it's hooking onto. Like if you ever like look into the science of it, so it's like you gotta scrub that stuff. Even with your feet, if you soak it in vinegar, you can't just soak it in vinegar. You gotta scrub it because you gotta basically detach it from your feet. Like it's a whole thing. But so even if they are soaking those things in barbicide, I just don't feel like it's truly getting down up underneath and getting all that stuff out. So basically, a couple years ago, so more recently, I stopped getting the scrub. And at first, I was just going and getting my toes done by themselves. Like, can I get like a little color change? But what happened with that is since I was doing it dry, like they don't soak your feet when you go and get a color change. They're basically just filing your feet while they're dry, which is not good because it will make your toenails crack. So when you're just walking outside in your little cute little shoes, you'll look down and half of your toenail will be cracked, split to the side because basically, if you can't really work with your toenails while they are dry, because that's just how it is. Like, that's why they soak your feet with a pedicure. So you can't just go get a bunch of polish changes. You do, if you're gonna have people eat, like cutting your feet, your toenails rather, or even filing them, you want them to be damp so they can be somewhat soft or whatever. That's what I've noticed. So, anyways, I stopped having them scrub my feet. Now, what was so crazy is I would ask them like not to scrub my feet, and in some occasions, they would, like, a person would actually still do it. Like one moment when I'm not looking at up or whatever, I would feel them start to scrub my feet. At first, like, I would have them go ahead and scrub my feet with the purple ones, the scrubby that's a little bit more fine than that cheese grater that they use. And then I stopped, and I actually had them scrub my feet, or I actually had them not scrub my feet at all. But what I noticed is when I didn't want them to do it at all, or even when I just was saying, no, I'm good on that cheese grater looking thing, I don't want you to use that. It's like as soon as I didn't look right at them when I wasn't looking at them, they would pull it out and start doing it. And I'd be like, excuse me, I said, like, don't do that, right? So I was just sitting there like, okay, this last time I went, it had been a while because I actually had gotten color changes so much, and my freaking toenail had split, and then I had to wait a few months. Not a few months, y'all. I'm exaggerating. It felt like a few months because I couldn't like wear the shoes that I wanted to wear, and it sucked because it was the summertime, and we were getting close to the winter, but we wasn't there yet. So it was like I had gotten my toe color changed, and my toenails had split. Actually, my toenails had split before I went on a date. One of the dates that I went on, I don't even know if I came into y'all and told y'all. It's been a while since I came on this channel and really ranted. Um, but So it happened before I went on a date, and I ended up finessing that still because I wore closed-toed shoes, but I just wore, they were some slingbacks. They was actually cute. I still have them. I'm glad I bought them and added them to my collection, but it was definitely one of those things I had to buy right before the date, which sucked. I really hate that. Like, honestly, Shira's right. You got to get your shoes and your clothes and stuff together before you start really getting out here. But at the same time, it is do what you can with what you got. So I had the outfit. I had an okay outfit. It was a lunch date. It was a daytime date. So I couldn't wear like black pumps or closed toe pumps like that because it wasn't given daytime. So it was like I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it was kind of like I thought it was a good potential. It didn't turn into anything, but you know, hey, it was experience and whatnot. So I, like I said, so basically, I was asked these people to stop scrubbing my feet. And this last time that I went ahead and got a pedicure because I was like, I need these cuticles clipped. So I freaking did that. And the lady did good. So, but I told her before she even started, I said, I don't want you to scrub at all. Don't, no scrub, none, not, no scrub. So then before she started my feet, she had walked to the back, girl, and when she was coming back to the front, the lady had one of those cheese graters in her hand. And I looked at her and I said, ma'am, I don't want that. I don't, I pointed to it because she was, she wasn't really, I don't think she could speak English because she wasn't really saying anything. And when I was trying to tell her I don't want no scrub, she was starting to act like she didn't know. Now I'm aware. Now let's talk candidly, right? Let's talk candidly here. I am aware that some people who are native here, you know what I'm saying? Or even if they're not native, but they do know English, that they will use moments to be like, oh, I don't understand, or whatever. And, um, you know, I don't know if that was the case, y'all, because I really don't want to think in my mind that people are really this petty. But that's why I started the conversation out with saying, as Black women, we have to really like check people out. We really got to like be clear about the whole situation. Um, these people literally scrub feet all day. No shade, but it's not the prettiest job in the world. So I mean, it looks like they make pretty good money off of it and whatnot. But let's be clear. If any, let's say you had that type of job and you was scrubbing people's feet all day and somebody came and sat in your chair and was fully willing to pay you but said, I don't want you to scrub. Now, if you scrub like 5 or 6 feet already for the day, and that's quite a bit, five. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I don't know how quickly they get people in and out. It could be even more. And your back hurting and your hands and your arm is hurting from holding those scrubs. I wouldn't mind if somebody came and sat in my chair and was like, yeah, I'm gonna like, I don't want you to scrub me. Like, I would love that. I mean, come on. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, I just really want her to do my nails. I would sit here and put my feet in the water. I'm gonna enjoy my time, but I do not want her to scrub my. I feel like this should take less time too, because also I was in a rush. So, um, fast forward, she doing good. She did my nails. She skipped the purple little brushes. But then I felt her feeling the back of my feet. This time I wasn't on my phone because I wasn't playing that game. So she was feeling the back of my feet while she was putting like lotion on my feet, or I don't know if it was she. I don't know what she was doing, but she was like feeling the back. You know how they put their hand in the back of your foot and like feel it or whatever. And my thing is, I will do it myself, but she freaking, I saw in her other hand while she was doing that to my feet, I saw in her other hand she had that little cheese grater cocked and loaded, y'all. You know how like somebody they be sitting in them little small chairs. She had that little cheese grater like right next to her side. It was in her hand, y'all. Mind you, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I told her from the very beginning, like, I don't want this. Like, I don't want, I relieved you of the pain and pressure of having to even do that for me. So I caught her. So I was able to be like, ma'am, no, I don't want to be scrubbed. Like, no, I'm good. And she was like, oh, and I was like, no. Like, I literally looked at her straight in her face because, like, I don't know why you got to be that firm with people. But I did it. I was like, no. And we finally finished my, feet. And then, I got up, I paid. I didn't tip because my thing is, if she would have just listened to what I said, I would have tipped. But the fact that she did that, I was like, what was her eagerness to put that shit on the bottom of my feet? Like, girl, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like I said, I hate to believe that somebody or any particular person would be this petty, but over the years, and that's why this has been kind of a long-winded story. It's because over the years I've just been feeling like, you know, that that's when my feet are at their worst. Is when um I go to get pedicure over there. So, anyways, now I'm just going to have to watch them when I go and get my nails done because um, I think I'll still get a pedicure because I don't want to, I'm not actually, it being cheap is not really an issue because getting your color change is a relief. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, it's not very much money. You can get in and get out. Like sometimes some pedicures just take so long. So now I'm like, okay, I'll get a pedicure, but I'm just gonna have to watch them the entire time because if you look away, they're gonna be scrubbing your feet. I mean, that's just me. If you go to your nail tech and your nail people and they're wonderful, that's great. I was just saying this is a particular experience that I had, and everybody is not this bad. That's why I said some nail salons also because, but anyways, so yeah, um, that's the story of how I started taking care of my own feet, which I think is really important, even between you going to the nail salon and whatnot. But anyways, I wanted to kind of bring into this whole idea of the level of being complex because I also want to bring attention to just as a black woman, like when it comes to being a black woman and you're leveling up, that Shira said it a lot of times in her live streams that basically everybody's not going to be happy about your level up, but like not only while you're leveling up, but once you get there, it's like one of the things where you have to be logical. Like I said, like for example, when you go to the nail salon, like these people sit there and scrub feet all day. I'm not mostly convinced that a person like me so much that they want to do the most extravagant work on me per se. Um, I'm not even used to walking into a place necessarily and being liked off the bat. Like, I'm not saying that I don't eventually become someone that people, gravitate to, because actually I do, which is kind of weird. But usually, right off the bat, people get me wrong because, we live in a world where everybody's initiated into the male cult. And the male cult told them that we're not supposed to wear makeup and we're not supposed to wear cute clothes and stuff unless we're going somewhere, and we're not supposed to try to pretty ourselves up because that's deceiving. They've told us those lies and that BS. So it's like, yeah, some women believe that. So when you walk into a room and you got your little eyeliner on, your little mascara and concealer and blush and stuff, there are women who are going to automatically despise you, as well as men. I ain't gonna lie, men too. I mean, of course, you'll have the men that love you though, and then the women who are the other women that do their makeup and totally understand, which is why pretty girls usually don't beef with one another as much as people would like to believe. You know, um, so basically, that's one of the things I'm being logical about. And that's what I mean by being logical about things. It's like I'm not gonna walk into a building and just assume that a person, you know, like, oh, she just really, really wanted to scrub my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want to think bad of her, but like, bro, no freaking way. If she's been sitting there all day, they be at work just like I be at work. And sometimes I know when you be at work, you be tired, and there's no way like I'm just walking in there and people are um, just wanting to do extra work on me. No, I don't believe that. So if we keep it logical, then we can kind of save ourselves from a lot of weirdo people who just want to do whatever. And maybe she didn't want to do that, but you know what? If she did, I was protected because I basically kept my eyes open. Because also this time I didn't get the same reaction. So as far as when I leave, from getting my pedicure, um, I basically my feet still look good. My toes look great too. And this is just a ritual that I do regularly by taking care of my feet and doing my stuff. I know I just told a whole story about my feet, but you know what? That's okay. I don't know. I'm thinking about it like, you know, the girls that need to hear it, they'll hear it or whatever, right? And that's what I'm here for. The people who need to hear the details in between when you're leveling up and you need the details in between. You just need something to listen to that's on the same vibration as you, on the same frequency, because nobody gets into the details about the level up per se, like the everydayism of the level up, which can be, like I said, kind of complex when you really break it down. Um, but anywho, my other maintenance I'm doing is I do have a little hair mask on. This is my real hair, y'all. It done got real long and stuff, but I did just wash it, so it is, doing this thing. Is drying right now, but this was my entire ordeal for after I got off work today and stuff. Just getting my hair washed. This was the main thing, and I threw in doing my feet because it's one of those things that need to get done. Um, but yeah, I'm about to get on off here. And if you came in later and watched, I appreciate you. Um, Sorry I'm not on camera this time again. I'm gonna do something on camera. I'm gonna do something on camera at some point. Um, I just the times when I want to come and talk is late night, and when I be thinking about stuff and just thinking about different topics. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.